Today, I'm going to go over how to do fraction and decimal conversions. Here are your steps, and I'm going to use these steps and show you at the bottom how we do this. Now, if you do not have this paper, you need to stop this video, go to the front table in the room, pick up a copy, come sit back down. Great, you have your paper. So let's start with the first example, and I'll show you how to take a fraction and change it to a decimal. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. Any fraction can be read as a division problem. So we could say that 3/5 is also 3 divided by 5. And before you panic on me, this is normal and this is okay. So if you look here as the example's already started for you, you'll notice that the numerator, we call that the top dog, is in the house, and the denominator is left outside. So top dog goes in the house, denominator stays outside. So then we're going to go, well, we can't do 5 into 3. That will only go in there 0 times. So remember from last year when we do this, we add a decimal and a 0 so that we can continue dividing. But remember, don't forget to copy and paste that decimal so that they're lined up in the top. And then we divide as we would normally divide a regular division problem. 5 will go into 30. We read that as 30, and we would say 6 times. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Subtract, and I get 0. So you'll see here, you continue dividing until you zero out, or the decimal starts to repeat. Well, we got a remainder of 0, so 6/10 or 0.6 is my answer. So 3/5 is equal to 0.6 or 6/10. Okay, so let's try it with 1/4. So remember, top dog goes inside the house or the division box. So I do top dog goes inside the house with the denominator outside. Okay, 4 will not go into 1, so we put a 0. Add a decimal and a 0. Make sure you copy and paste your decimal to the top so that it's in your answer. That's really important. And then you start to divide. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract. Oh, I have a remainder. What do? We've already added the decimal, so we just keep adding on zeros. Bring it down and divide again. 4 goes into 20 5 times. Subtract out. Look, I'm at 0, which means I'm finished. So 1/4, remember it's also read as 1/4, is equal to 0.25 or 25 hundredths. Okay, if you want to give it a shot, stop the video and you try this one on your own, 1/8, and then restart the video and see how you did. Great, let's check it. So top dog goes in the house, divided by 8. Can't do it because it goes in there 0 times, so we add decimal 0 and we divide. 8 goes into 10 1 time. Subtract, because I have a remainder, I add a 0 and bring it down. Divide again. 8 goes into 20 twice, which is 16. Then I subtract. Oh look, I got to make my box bigger. That's okay. Add another 0. Bring it down. 8 goes into 40 5 times. Subtract. I 0 out, which means I'm done. And I now have the answer to my question. Okay, so let's look down here at this bottom one. 17/5. Well, this is an improper fraction. So it's still the same thing. Top dog goes in the house. Divide by 5. 5 goes into 17 3 times. Remainder. Okay, now we add decimal 0. Bring it down. 5 goes into 20 4 times. Zeroed out, so I'm finished. That's my answer. Okay, we're going to practice some here in just a minute. Okay, well, how do I do it if it's like this, 3 3/4? Well, you don't need to do anything to the whole number, but you do need to divide your fraction. So we do top dog in the house, bottom number outside, 4 goes into 3, nope, it won't. So we do decimal and 0, 4 goes into 30, 7 times, which is 28. Subtract, add a 0, bring it down, 4 goes into 20, 5 times, which is 20, zeroes out. And we're done. Oops, no we're not. I messed up. Did y'all catch my mistake? Don't forget the 3. So that would be 3.75. Okay? Now let's look at 1/9. I'm going to put 1/9 right here. Alright, so 1 divided by 9. 9 goes into 1. No, it doesn't. So decimal, 0. 9 goes into 10 one time. I subtract. I get 1. I add another 0. I get 10. 9 goes into 10 one time. And I get 1. You'll start to realize, as I keep adding zeros, it keeps being 10 every single time. That means it's going to continue to repeat, which this is where we call a repeating decimal. No matter what I do, it will not end, but it will continue to repeat. So we do what's called bar notation, and we write down what's repeating, and we draw a bar over the top of it. That's my answer. Okay, we'll talk more about this when I get back, but just so you know, for some practice. So, I'm going to give you some practice questions, and you're going to try them on your own or with your group, and let's see how you do.